everybody. This is Lynda Light coming to you live from the Lynda Light Galactic live stream, or whatever we're going to call it. Welcome. Welcome if you're new to my channel. And just bear with me for a minute because Spirit was so excited that I was going to come and do this tonight. We were going to have Bev Morrison with us, astrologer Bev Morrison, but she had to cancel because Mercury retrograde is kind of giving her some issues, some tech issues. But we love you, Bev, and we can't wait till you come on, sister. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this anyway. I'm going to bring you guys some interesting codes that came, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So let's see. Today's Red Lunar Dragon Day, and its kin number is 41. It's a 5th density code, by the way. The mantra and the code is: I polarize in order to nurture, stabilizing being. I seal the input of birth with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of space. And I just wanted to say greetings, salutations, and unity in the love-based frequency, you guys. It's the frequency of operation. We're choosing the love frequency. So this live stream, like I was saying earlier, it was quite unplanned by my ego personality self. And it was on my last video that I posted 2 days ago. It was called 7 Years of Sorrows and 7 Dreams in 7 Days. It was my first fresh video that wasn't like a throwback or a project update that I had done in probably like 6 months. So it really felt good in a lot of different ways to just get back, being here, because I really love all of you guys. I love being here with all of you, and you guys are choosing to spend your time here watching this, being with me, or just watching the video later. And I wanted to thank you for all that. And I wanted to give a big shout out to a few people because, first of all, you're honored to be here. It's an honor for me to have you here. And we're going to get into several different topics tonight because it's a very auspicious time. I want to give a shout out first to my sister and husband, Maria and Joe Coleman. Thank you for your support. Their support actually enabled me to renew 3 of my domain names, 2 of them for 2 years and 1 for 1 year. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to them and thank you for your recent support. It really helps a lot. And also to my mother, who bought some little jewelry things that I can put in little display cases for the craft shows that I'm going to be doing this fall. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm excited. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Mom. Thank you. Also for the random and mystery peppermint bags that show up in the shopping cart. Thanks, Mom. I love you for that, and all the little treats she likes to do. It's wonderful. So I also want to thank my monthly supporters, Bev and James. Thank you guys. You have no idea how much that helps every single month with the bills and just helping things. I truly appreciate your financial support and your friendships and everything that you do to just, help support me, even if it's just words of encouragement, comments on posts, people that leave comments and suggestions. I mean, you guys are one of the best communities that I've ever been a part of, and it's my privilege to be able to even speak to you like this. So I'm really glad YouTube has kept my channel up and didn't completely take it out. So thanks for that, YouTube. But let's see what else. Yeah, the people that send me emails with links and recommendations and music and all that too. I don't get a chance to watch or listen to it all, but thank you for sending that. It really means a lot because when I really need to see something, Spirit will make sure that it's put right in front of my face and that I get to see it. So thank you for sending all of those. And let's see. Oh yeah, so a shout out to my spirit and team for all the protection and guidance and keeping my spirits up when I really need it the most. So a shout out to people that help me with that, whether they're incarnate or incorporeal or not incorporeal. So thank you. Gratitude to all of you guys. Again, to people that are spending your time here with me. The comments, sharing, liking, all of it, it really helps. Not just the algorithms, but it helps me too. So thank you. Just wanted to give you a big shout out and a big heart of love. Okay, now. So I told you Bev was going to be coming on, but Mercury in retrograde is really kicking her tech butt, unfortunately. So it's quite interesting because we all know Mercury retrograde loves to present challenges, we'll say. And so speaking of which, you guys all know one of my challenges. one of my biggest challenges seems to be my audio. So before I do a whole video and the audio is not working, let me make sure. I'm just going to ask you guys to tap in and just let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the volume's good. I'll check the comments in just a second for that. But I used to have a lot of audio issues, and it's pretty funny. So we'll do a mic check. 1, 2, 3. Just anybody tap in and let me know if that sounds okay. And hopefully we're good to go. And we'll just move forward. Okay. So there are a couple things like the Zolkeen and numerology, some gematria we're going to talk about. And there's a couple of things. There's definitely a couple of things in here that you're going to love towards the end. So we'll get to that in a second. So, all right, I'm not seeing any comments for the sound, so I'm just going to assume that it's good. Let's hope so. All right. Let me get back to the gematria here. Hang on one sec. All right. So today is the second of 3. I'm calling this the Holy Fire Lion's Portal, right? It's the second of 3 888 coded days. Thank you, Jade. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, and thank you for being here. Thank you. Loud and clear. Very good. All right. Good to know that. Thanks. So, okay. So the 888 Lionsgate portal, we have 3 of those in August. Okay. The 888, August 8th was the first one. That's pretty obvious. I know some people say it closed after that and all that. No, it's like there's fractal ones after that. There's 2 more. One of them is today, the 17th. So it's 8 August, 17 is 7 plus 1 equals 8. So it's a fractal of it because it's not a straight 8. And then 2024 is another 8 for people that aren't familiar with how the numerology works for that. So the 17th, which is today, is the second one. And we're on the second day of a new 13-day wave spell. And I'm going to get into that in a second and explain what that's all about, because this particular wave spell is the 4th one, which is stability. 4 is stability in numerology. And both of the 2 fractal 888, so this one, and then there's another one on the 26th, 6 and 2 is 8. So that one is also within the same 13-day wave spell. And at the end of the wave spell, we end on yellow cosmic human, which I'll talk to you about that in a sec. We'll get into that in a minute, but that's like what you become on the 13th day. It's magical. I'm going to read all about the 13 for you on that one. You're going to love it. It's unbelievable. So the coding and the frequencies for triple 8. See what I did there? So the next time there's going to be a 3 888 Holy Trinity fire isn't going to be until 2033. 33 master number. So you'll have, what is it, 24, 33, 9, a cycle of 9 years until this happens again. And you'll have 9 years to master the things that maybe, will come around, because everything, as you see, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. That's in a famous song. I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but every time we finish a cycle, we're always starting anew. And if you did watch my last video with the 7 dreams in 7 days, the last dream on the 7th day was about going back to school. So 7 years of sorrow. It was all about the 7s. And it's interesting because when you start seeing the numbers and the synchronicities, that you just can't unsee how fast and frequently they keep coming in to show you even more. So every time you think, oh, you're going through this whole period, well, then you're back in school again. But it's how much are you enjoying and really learning something and enjoying the learning process itself? Is this becoming a process of self-discovery that you're like, aha, I see you. Thanks for that. Even if it's like a kick in the face, or a kick throwing dirt at you while you're down, or however the phrase goes. Even if it feels like that, something that stings, salt in the wound, people, you know what I'm talking about. When it feels like that, it kind of brings you to a point of just saying, like you want to say, ow, stop and all, but you could also be like, ha, I see that. And you flick it off and you keep going, because you actually can spot the lesson quicker and quicker. Scotty boy, hey, what's up? Nice to see you here. And thank you. If you see anything you need to bop down, remember you got that wrench. So if you see any comments that are not of this community, nasty, whatever, just, you got full permission, just knock them down. We don't put up with that anymore. So let's see, about 6 months ago, I was talking about standing up to bullies and why that's important to do that. It includes narcissists and all of that. Standing up to people like that, you don't just not respond. Yes, you can handle it that way for certain things, but you need to stand up to the bullies. You need that place of self-empowerment. You need that ability to be able to say, without explaining, what is it, Mary Poppins? I never explain myself. You don't need to explain yourself. What you need to do is take the action that stops people that don't ever want to stop if it's bad. All right, I don't know why I'm going off on this. Anyway, probably because I saw the blue wrench. Scotty boy. All right, you guys, I'm going to get right back into this, so I'll check the comments in a couple minutes. I just wanted to let Spirit have the mic for a second. All right. So I was talking about today being the second of the third triple eights, and it's the fourth wave spell, and we end on it's the yellow sun wave spell. That's the one that started yesterday. The yellow sun wave spell. It's magnetic, so it's very potent. It's very powerful, and like I was telling you, it's got 2 of the 3 888 codes in it. It ends on the 28th. And that is when we become the yellow cosmic human at the end of this wave spell. So it's very, very powerful. We'll get into that in just a second. Today is the red lunar dragon. All right. I read you the mantra already. It's kin 41. It's got 5th dimensional codes. And let's see. Oh, yeah. You guys, I already told you, I think, on this app, but if you're new to the channel, if you're new here, I use an app known as 1320 Sync. And that will give you all the tones and the seals and what it means and the calendar for the Zolkeen and all kinds of stuff. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. So the Gematria, I'm going to tell you the Gematria value of red lunar dragon. All right. It's a 5, like I said. The value is 612, which is, you could be 6 full colon 3, because 1 and 2 is 3 from 12. So it could be 6, 3, and then 9. So you got some Tesla codes in today a little bit too. So if time seems a little bit loopy or you're starting to see things through the matrix, you'll understand why. In the simple Gematria value of, let's see, simple Gematria on the Gematria website, the value of it is 612. But if you go down to English and simple value, which is what we use when we're doing the numerology and decoding and getting messages and all that, the simple value is 152, and that equals 17, which equals 8. Another 8. Surprise? I'm not. All right, so there's 12 messages for today. Okay. And so we have Black Swan event 152. Silence is golden 152. Bridge currency 152. Marching orders 152. Decode you are safe. The whole thing. Decode you are safe 152. Don't worry 152. Super crazy 152. Time will tell 152. Heart over mind 152. International 152. What's going on? 152. And I forgive you 152. Yeah, these are pretty powerful. So I'm going to read what the 13th tone is in the Zolkeen because it's cosmic. And this ties in with our wave spell, which we become on the 13th day, yellow cosmic human. So I want to read cosmic and what the 13 is for that, because its power is endure, its action is transcend, and its essence is presence. Transcendence, wild card, unseen forces, unexpected change, open system, touch of destiny, interdimensional shift. 13 is the ray of universal movement. The cosmic tone of 13 touches you with the hand of unseen forces and radical change. It will catalyze into every movement, whatever resists change or is unexamined or stationary. So think of that. If you're couch potato or you're having a hard time getting moving and all that, once we get to the end of this wave spell, you're going to be There's going to be changes, or it's going to be really uncomfortable. You are being touched by fate, moved through identifications of self into open consciousness. Olin is the Mayan goddess of movement. She asks you to surrender to the perfection of the larger pattern of your essence self. From the perspective of surrender and trust, what movement is being called for? 13 provides the possibility of a radical frequency shift, offering you limitless new openings. Keep up, be open and flexible, allowing changing reference points to become dynamic allies. Open to the workings of destiny offered by universal movement. Become a Skywalker. Pay attention to synchronicities and seeming coincidences that jump into your awareness. This is really important because hey, Sarah, nice to see you. Mwah. So this is really important because that's what we're becoming over time, right? And what was the other one? It was the sun. Yellow magnetic sun. All right, now this one's a little longer, but just hang in there, okay? Affirmation is I am the universal fire that fuels planetary ascension, the sun being nearest to the nearest star to Earth and central to our helioscum is the primal source of heat, life, and light, encircling ever encircling round this great ball of fire. As we spiral through space, we get the sense that the sun is our key in our evolution on this planet. Its rays of light carrying galactic information in order to bring about enlightenment. Honor the sun as well as your own internal flame, which is the constant source of clarity, hope, and inspiration, illuminating the golden path and guiding the way. Celebrate the universal fire which burns without ceasing and lives in the hearts of all. Yellow sun is the reminder that you are at every moment in the center of all that is. In your journey of remembrance, you are crafting a light body to return to a home in the stars that you never really left. Return as a child of the sacred to the great central sun. You are the crown of creation, infused with the blueprint of solar mind. You are a God seed, the reflection of cosmic consciousness. Discover the simple secret encoded in Ahu's star glyph. You are unconditional love, the stone of indestructible liberation. Radiate that knowing in all your thoughts and actions. Love all of creation. Join the dance of light, the fundamental constant of nature, and shine forth the clarity of your true essence. There is great power in simply identifying with the light, as above, so below. You are in God and God is in you. As you express unconditional love, you become more than you previously perceived yourself to be. You become illumined, the full manifestation of your divinity. In the embrace of your humanity, accept yourself and others unconditionally. Magnify your full presence. Ahu will come in a myriad forms to assist you. Be limitless. Accept and understand the nature of judgment, fear, light, and dark within yourself and others. Love and accept yourself and others as you are, freed from previous boundaries. You are the dawning of the solar age. As you move towards your core of light, you will find a clear light awareness that is innately innocent. In this place, the mind is restored to its original state of receptivity. Clarity and freedom become expressions of being, and bliss becomes the body. At this core of light, a new reality is born. From the union of the divine masculine and feminine is birthed the solar androgyny of cosmic consciousness. You are made visible. Okay, so that's the seal for the sun. Pretty intense, right? Well, we are in the wave spell right now where this is where we are becoming. This is where we are moving towards uniting ourselves in the solar consciousness. The solar flares over the last few days have been a little calm, okay? But remember, in the codes, when you get codes that are talking about things like black swan events and silence is golden, and some of the messages when spirit's telling me things within the message, it comes out like so a black swan event, and when you look that up, it's like something unexpected, something that isn't explained until after you're out of it and you can look back on it in hindsight. So if you're being told silence is golden. It may be some event happens, and even if you can see psychically and feel or know galactically and quantumly, you know what's going on, it might be best not to say anything. Now, these are messages that I'm taking. I take this for myself. You might get an entirely different message. These are just from the Gematria for today. So it's reminding me, bridge currency. I look at currency as energy and light. So what would bridge us to there if the fiat petrodollar is doing its thing and then something else happens? So could the black swan event be an economic thing? Yeah, it could be. The marching orders are soul orders. I got marching orders when I went back to the 7 Dreams in 7 Days 2 videos ago. I went back to school and I was floating, running in like a levitation kind of thing. It was really cool. It was like a superpower. I was keeping up with some A-lister runner. He's running really fast. And it's like, I always hated running, but here I'm running with him, but I'm just kind of like floating, levitating with him. And if you didn't see that last video, I'll just tell you, like, when I was in there, I could psychically tune into the administrators, the teachers, all of that, and we were coming in late, and they knew we had other missions to do, so it was sort of like we were excused or we were okay as long as we kept up our studies, but it was like the class I was coming into was like a gym class. It was one of these easy classes that it just felt good because it's like, "Okay, we're back at school again, but let's have fun this time. Let's make learning fun." And it just felt so amazing to be at that place, and to me, like your marching orders, it doesn't have to be any certain way. It doesn't have to be a military marching orders, like you think of something stern, you got your marching orders. So, what are your marching orders with your soul? What's your soul asking you to do? What's your next mission? What's something that you wanted to create that there is nothing stopping you except for you? What is that in your life? Right? So, this is what we got to look at. Decode, you are safe. It's like gematria. It's like the holy algorithm of the universe coming through gematria numbers is trying to say, decode, you are safe. I mean, I could probably do that live with you guys right now. We could do a decode, but the you are safe part, how many of us right now, and you know who you are, how many of us have had feelings that have taken away our safety? That's important. And when you don't feel safe, if you don't feel secure, that's important. And we have too many humans on this planet that do not feel safe. And this is the most basic of human needs, is to feel safe. And so if you decode you are safe, maybe I'm going to do that with you guys. Before I go any further, let me do that. I'm going to decode what Gematria told me to decode. If I can find it. Fast, let's go. Oh, there it is. Okay, this will take 2 seconds, you guys. And I'll share this with you so you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. You are safe. Okay. So the value 838, 838. There's a double 8 in the main value. You are safe. And if you guys want to go to this gematrix.org, Gematrix.org, and you want to type this in yourself and follow along, go right ahead. It could be 8, it could be 811. It's the abundance 8 going through the gateway, right? 1111, the gateway 11, 2 pillars, also 2. But okay, so the simple gematria value is 116. That's 11 with the 6, so 6, 1, 1. That's 8, another 8. So we have a triple 8 in the you are safe just for today. That's just for us. That's just for us today. So if you're watching this the next day, you can get the ha-ha with this, but let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. See right here? All right. Peace symbol, 116. And this is the value I use because I use the English and simple gematria to decode these messages. So peace symbol, 116. Thursday, 116. Yes, he is God, 116. Immediately, 116. Global reset, 116. You are safe. And safe is in capital letters in this particular one. See it? 116. Powerful, 116. Eternity, 116. Trust me, 116. Meaning of life, 116. Glorious, 116. Prince of Peace, 116. Angel of Light, 116. Illuminate, 116. I mean, breathtaking, 116. Royalty, 116. Holy shit, 116. I'm not kidding. That's right there. We all know, 116. Mastermind, 116. Wood Dragon. Aren't we in the year of the Wood Dragon? Isn't that this year? Maybe somebody can look that up. Let me know. Wood Dragon. And also last one on here, End of World, 116. Wow. Okay. Let me come back and see. Having trouble getting onto the thing here. Hang on. There we go. All right. I'm back. I didn't screen share that, did I? Sorry, guys. It should have been on here. It's not on here. Okay. Well, there you go. So there's some extra decoding for you. we decode you are safe, and you are safe. Decode you are safe comes out to you are safe. Well, of course it does. Anyway, I'm overthinking that one. That's all I got for messages as far as Gematria goes. And as far as galactic information goes, we're all on this journey together. We are receiving exactly what we need to increase the base frequencies of this planet. And I was given this when I got the go-ahead, I guess, from Spirit to move ahead with Cycle 4 of Sacred Warrior Space podcast. Love equal, you know how fear equals false evidence appearing real? Love equals light operations vibrating equally. Light operations vibrating equally. That's love. So if you think about what base of operations you're at, if you're in fear, even if you fear like death, if you fear all the things you think you fear, that are natural to fear and all that, well, okay, but as long as you see it, you know where it is, you can choose not to run that system within your body because that's under your full command. These are our responsibilities. We all know our own energy field, our own choices. Sometimes, like what we were reading, sometimes your choices become limited when you choose experiences that are not of, say, the 7 universal laws, or not. When we're becoming galactic citizens, you have to have that sense of authenticity. You have to have that integrity as base, and you guys all do that watch this channel. I know you do, or you wouldn't even be here listening. So your base of operations as love for the frequency is light quotient determined by your passing of your initiations, which come through testing, which comes through experiences. And the experiences come from choices that you make. And there's no set time on this. This can take like as long as you want it to or as short as you want it to. And yes, there are destiny points, but if time is elastic and it's malleable, then, we're waiting for every last one of us, where we go one, we go all. We're not leaving anyone behind. And when this new world is visible, like I just had an experience yesterday, and on the porch, and my third eye opened, and it was like the orbs that I was seeing, the blue orbs. I asked for them to get bigger, and boom, like in a heartbeat, it expanded. Like the portal was like this big. I say this big. It was as big as this at about an arm. Put your middle finger and your thumb together and hold it at like a 90 degree angle and look through there. Like that's how big the orb was that I could see. And pareidolia kicked in. It started moving and showing like a scene as if I was watching this holographic type of thing inside this circle. And it was just absolutely amazing. This orb was beautiful. There was multiple orbs, but the main one I was watching was right in the center. And then I saw my father and my son came to visit me through a rainbow ray. And I remember like thinking, well, if I look away and look back, if I'm inside, do I get to see this too? Or is this just rays coming from the sun that's showing me stuff? The sun is helping. It's almost like the sunlight. And what I was getting, like, I guess, is knowledge base from that was as the sun's bringing in the light and we're able to see, it's illuminating things. So it's illuminating by using your third eye and literally projecting it out, looking at a certain part. You're seeing what appears to be a blue grid, but that's actually, I mean, a blue orb. But like what actually it is if you get rid of, not get rid of, it's almost like it's a filter that comes down, but it's probably a filter removing. I'm probably seeing it backwards because we're in the inverted, right? Everything's reflected and inverted. We're a shadow of another holographic, anyway. So a filter was removed, but it was only removed for like a monocular type of lens, right? So that's what, as I'm focusing on it, that's what I'm seeing. Well, I have this plant, it's called a Rio, and it's got beautiful red flowers and they come off these vines, and they're very big flowers, gorgeous. And the red ones, of course, would attract hummingbirds. Well, sure enough, as I'm looking and I'm looking over at the flower, the scene that I'm watching within this orb is the background of it in the 3D reality was this red plant, flowering plant that I have. And sure enough, a hummingbird comes right over and is literally hovering, levitating within this small little space of all spaces it could be. There it is. It was amazing. So it's showing us that the holographic reality that we're in, the fractal universe, the fractal hologram, like all the things that you've heard, simulation, holographic, all of these things, that's all true. But you get to see it when it's time for you to see the truth. When it's time for you to see it, you guys, some of you have already seen it yourself. Some of you see it all the time, like you're always on. I don't know how that would be if I think some of our fear is afraid of our powers because we're afraid, boom, these things come back on and like, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to drive or I'd be distracted by this or that. We have all these fears and worries. And it's like, why? It's so natural. It's a natural part of it. Actually, once something like this and you get these experiences and they start happening, you become less and less and less afraid. But spirit keeps reminding me that there's plenty of people that still have fears to face. And so this is the time to do it. During the Holy Trinity, fuse the Holy Trinity within you as that fire that burns up the filters that are false fears, false evidence appearing real. So use the inner holy fire to burn through these filters. Don't be afraid of what you'll see. Don't be afraid of seeing the real world. I mean, if you're afraid of seeing like, oh, say a whole bunch of negative things and demons and all this kind of stuff, right? You're afraid of seeing that. When you realize that you can battle your fears within yourself, you don't have to worry about anything on the outside. It just, the protections, the sacred powers, all of the components that you need for your growth develop and encompass everything that you need for your full return home. So it's almost like you get this bubble of protection around you. You might not see it, but it's there. And when you trust that it's there, your sacred protection, your bubble that's around you becomes part of your energetic, I want to say it becomes part of your field. So you have your field and there's toroidal and all these things that go out through the grids and all that stuff. But the bubble of protection is no longer needed once you're fully awake and aware and master of your own energy and what you're putting out on the grids. The bubble of protection right now, it protects people who are projecting negativity and fears and stuff still on the grid work because the grid work is pure. It's crystalline. It can contain self-contain things that could be traumatizing. Like if somebody wants to blow up the whole game or whatever, they're tired of, all the narcissists and all those kind of things. And they have this, this type of temperament, there's a bubble of protection so that their greatest power could not go past this bubble of protection because it would kind of implode for everybody else that's working on coexisting together, learning how to get along and play in the grand sandbox together, because that's one of the requirements as a galactic citizen. One of the requirements is that we all get along. Now, we don't have to be like all friends and all play together, but you have to be able to respect other people's ability to have their own creations, their own thoughts, their own beliefs, and develop at their own time. So, the last message on that one, let's go back to that real quick again, because you are safe. The humans that don't feel safe right now, and there's a lot on our planet that don't feel safe, that's going to change. I mean, I see don't worry, super crazy, time will tell. All these are 152, remember? The heart over the mind. So think about that as being compassionate for people. It doesn't mean you have to be a patsy. And yes, you need to stand up to bullies, because people do need to pay their debts to society. If they do something wrong, they need to pay their debt to society. So if there's people in situations that are actively committing crimes, they need to be confronted and stopped. They can't just be allowed to commit the crimes and, "Oh, I'm not gonna spank you because I'm a conscious parent," like, I'm not mocking that when I say that. We try to be better because you don't wanna abuse children in any way, shape, or form, and when it comes to humans doing things, if there's some kind of repercussion that needs to be paid, we know obviously there's certain things that if you're in charge of the world, or you're in charge of some kind of tribe, even a smaller group of community, and you're put in place to help establish order or um, come up with rules or whatever, just think about those things. Have those conversations with people like, would you allow this or would you allow that? It's like your sandbox, you get to play in it. It's your rules where you are. But once you start expanding, your bubbles encompass other people and you're coexisting in space. So there's certain things that are agreed upon. So when I talk about being a galactic citizen and following universal laws, it's because that's the way it is in the real world over there, like in the higher multi dimensions where there is no time and that kind of thing. So we're all working towards that. We're all getting towards being a little bit better and all that. Well, heart over mind, that's being compassionate. What's going on? There is going to be a lot of people that are going to be wondering what the heck is happening as the sun delivers more and more CMEs and more blasts to magnetically and electrically charge our planet. It's going through a pole shift. And if the planet's going through a pole shift, we are also going through pole shifts. So it's waking up people who may be so adamant to think that we're just talking about, a body when it comes to be biological male or female, when we're not. We're also talking about spirit being both male and female. So even that was hijacked. Even that sacred divine twin essence of yourself, divine masculine, divine feminine, yin yang, you know, your whole opposing but complementary forces, yang in Korean. You have some sacred things that have been handed down from ancestry, bloodlines. You have these things that were even hijacked and they got people all kinds of confused. So there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. They're going to be asking what's going on. And especially if it starts with a black swan event. And like that could be anything. So just be on the lookout, but know that having compassion and using your heart over your mind, it's going to be international. So it's a global event. And I forgive you. That's the last message we got for today. We can do this with any day. We can get messages from Gematria on that, but I just wanted to do that tonight for you because we're missing the astrology messages from Bev. She will be coming on again. I know she will because, just because Mercury's messing with tech and she doesn't have internet right now, I know she wanted to be here with us all. So when she comes back, she'll be able to give you the astrology. She said it's really, really powerful and important. So if you guys aren't listening to any other astrologers right now, I suggest you just tune in and let your spirit guide you to who is, I guess, top of your list for astrologers for bringing you messages so you can understand the planetary energies that are going on. There's cycles within cycles, and the energies of the astrology can give you an idea. The energies of the Zolkeen can give you an idea what's happening with the wave spells, where you're starting, where you're ending. And Gematria can give you algorithm messages that are based on like a divine algorithm. So when you use your intuition to steer and you're using your heart over your mind, like in the messages, you'll never go wrong when you let spirit lead the way. It all comes down to your choices, whether or not to do that. So I would like to wish you all I miss Bev too. I miss her too. We miss you, Bev. So I would like to wish you guys all one more moment of gratitude and humble gratefulness that you're here, that you're spending your time with me, and I hope this wasn't all over the place at the end. There was a lot of things Spirit wanted to come in and do, and this is really my first live by myself in over a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. So thank you for being here with me. I appreciate all you guys for being here. I miss you. And I'm going to be starting back up again with my podcast. So I'll be back in the swing of things. I'm coming out. I've got like a Sedna, is it Sedna? Sedna return, natal return, I think. I also got like a Sirius return. And I've got all kinds of things in my chart that are just like opening stuff up. So I know it's time and I want to be humble about that, but I also want to come and share some of the things that I'm remembering and learning and integrating myself because I know it can help some of you guys. Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate that. Just remember, you guys, be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. I'll see you soon. I love you all. And don't be food. Bye.